Morning, YouTube. How are you guys doing? Right now, I'm, starting my day at work as usual. Okay, so before I get into a lot of the little details here and there, I want to start off by letting you know the topic of today's video. We are going to be discussing our first in-depth relationship segment, where I will be talking about the agendas of each individual in a relationship. This applies to men, women, you know, if there were animals, it would apply to animals as well, any life source possible. So I definitely want to just get to it. Alright guys, so before we get this video rolling, I want to actually thank you all for subscribing to this channel, All About You. It means a lot to me as a new YouTuber, and it's going to mean a lot to my brand with my teammates. We have a collaborated brand, which is TA, and it's something that we're all a part of. It originally started with 4 members, which is myself, Eon Hill, Eric Hill, and Jonathan Taveras. It's something that united us together as a group, and it originated from the Naruto CCG. And now this is going to branch out worldwide, and that is our goal. Now, you guys will be more informed of what's going on in this major project, but that's going to be in, you know, future videos, and we will actually have a few more YouTube channels coming up. So expect some pretty cool content overall, and that's pretty much that on that little topic. Now, I also want to let you guys know that I will be changing this channel's name slightly. It's still going to be all about you guys and girls, but it's going to have TA in the name. I can't change it yet because I have like a little restriction in terms of that time gap, but within about a month or so, or maybe a month and a half, I'll be able to change it. So I just want you guys to just know that there's going to be a little update with the channel in terms of the name, and the content of the channel, of this channel, will be changing as well. It's still going to be focused on relationship and life and goals and, you know, aspirations, as you can see when you first tune in to the channel. But there's going to be a few more other things going on. Again, all this information will be provided later in future videos. I just want to give you guys and girls a heads up. Now, my last little bit before we actually get into the video, or the topic for that matter, is I have a friend, she's a YouTuber, and she has phenomenal videos. In my opinion, they're very good, and I would love for you guys to check her out. Her name is Tootsie Pop, and she's a wonderful girl, has a lot of things going on. Her channel is still in development. She has content about LARP, L-A-R-P stuff. She has content about like her daily lifestyle. It's a very family-oriented channel. You know, she has her her little niece, her grandmother, and just family in general, where she talks about different topics. And what's so cute about her channel is that she always starts off with a joke, pretty much for all of her videos. Right now, when you do tune in, guys, because you're gonna really love her. She's a good girl. When you tune in right now, her camera is not well. She's using her phone, but she's not able to edit her videos at the moment. Right now, she's getting her computer fixed. So just bear with her. Her last few videos haven't been edited, but her personality is wonderful, and you guys and girls are gonna definitely like her. So I just wanted to let you guys know about this person, and she has amazing content. What can I say? All right, so we're gonna move on to the video. Right now, relationships, right? I'm gonna talk about agendas specifically because I noticed that when you enter a relationship with another individual, sometimes you're both not on the same page. And the moment that you guys separate from the goal, which the goal should be a unification, where you both have goals to continue striving together, the moment that there becomes selfishness, where one person is not really caring about the other one, or they're not really paying too much mind on how the other one feels, or their goals, their aspirations, etc., that's when the relationship starts to crumble. It falls apart, and it's unfortunate because we all, as human beings, we all have these goals and these passions for our own way of being. We're all like finding out ourselves and just going on with life and trying to figure out, what can we make of it, and this goes for everyone. Some people start at a younger age realizing what they may need to do in their life, while others start off later in life, and then they realize, okay, this is the path I have to take, and these are the things I want to accomplish, And when you're finding a partner, it's suitable that you find someone that can share, your goals and your passions, and that they're not really bumping heads with you. Again, this video is based on agendas. So moving forward, when you're in a relationship, you know what you want out of the relationship, or you may not know, but as you experience multiple relationships, or just learning more about yourself, because you don't necessarily have to be in several relationships to know about yourself. You just need to figure out, maybe you look in the mirror and you could be like, looking at yourself. For me, it would be like, Anthony, like, what do you want out of life? Like, what do you need? What do you need in a partner? Like, what are you doing? This is something you guys can practice, where you can try to have a nice one-to-one self-conversation, and it may sound crazy, but it's something that you may want to give a try, where you just look at the mirror, good, nice little clean mirror, where you can just literally reflect back to yourself, and figure out, what do you need in life? What do you want in life? Who are you? Like, what makes you? So when you realize what you need in your life, you will know your agenda. You will know your agenda, especially when you're looking for a partner and you are now in a relationship with that partner. You'll know your agenda. And this is very important, because when you communicate to this other individual, this other human being that might be totally different from you, you will be able to express what you need in her or him, and be able to come to some kind of understanding with that person. Same there. That person will do the same. Let you know who she or he is. find out what's going on in each other's lives. Because at the end of the day, you need to be with someone that's going to be supportive of you. You don't want to be with someone that's not helping you, that's not, bringing you up. You don't want to be with someone like that. You don't want to be with someone that's putting you down, or that is doing things that hurt you, or doing things that takes away from your goals in life, because if you have a vision and you're looking forward to these things you want to accomplish, that partner should be a wonderful platform for you to continue pursuing your goals, not someone that's going to drag you down and pretty much break everything that you're trying to accomplish, because time is precious. You can't waste your youth or waste your life, for that matter, on someone that's not going to be there to help you, someone that's not going to be there to guide you. Everyone needs guidance at some point or another, whether it starts off as a child, or when it moves on to adulthood, where you might be lost at some point and you need someone to, help, just someone that can help guide you, shift you to the right direction, so to speak. So knowing your agenda and knowing your partner's agenda is key in a relationship, because what happens in a lot of these relationships these days is that selfishness. People are not really communicating honestly, because you can communicate with your partner, but are you being truthful? Are you being honest? Is she being truthful? Is she being honest? What is going on in your pathway? What's going on between you two? What goals does she or he have? What goals do you have? These are all important things. And this is something that you need to figure out with that individual, and you also need to figure out that by yourself, so that you have an understanding of what you need to do when you are in a relationship with another human being. And with that being said, selfishness is the root of all evil in a relationship. The moment you stop caring about that other individual's goals, or the moment they stop caring about yours, you gotta let it go. That's it. Game over. Relationship is not gonna work anymore, because that individual is only gonna hurt you and only gonna bring you down. And it sucks, because sometimes it's hard to let go of certain individuals, but if they don't have the same agenda as you, you gotta move on. You gotta find someone that has the same goals. They don't need to think like you, and they don't need to be exactly like you, but they need to be moving forward the same path that you're moving, so that you both can grow together and not, conflict with one another, And this is advice from me to you guys and girls, and it's out of experience where I realized that having your own agenda and another person having their own, if they don't match, it's not gonna work, I myself am a person who, when I'm in a relationship, I like to figure out what's what, like what's going on. And, if you're in a situation where things are going well, but all of a sudden there's a lot of lies coming from either your end or their end, you can't be yourself around that other individual, because you feel like you have to hide certain aspects of your nature, then it won't work, because your agenda obviously doesn't match theirs, and at the end of the day, it's all about you. This life, the life that you are living, is key to who you are. You need to be able to distinguish what you want out of life and know exactly what you need to avoid and what you need to also bring into your life. So again, make sure when you're in a relationship, especially at that start-off point, try to figure out what that person's agenda is. Make sure that they're not going to go against what you need to do in your life. You know, if you're a person that loves, you know, strongly, or if you're a person that needs time to themselves, whatever you are, because there's just so many things in life, you know, so it's very hard to cover all these branches. But if you are a certain type of person that needs something out of another individual, out of another human being, then you need to make sure that their agenda is going to provide that for you. And at the end of the day, again, it's all about you. Thank you for joining my channel, watching. I'd love to say, again, you guys been great. I'm slowly moving up. This channel is growing. Keep supporting it. Like it, share these videos, because our family's gonna grow. The more we share these videos, the more you like, the more you have, the more subscribers come into this channel. It's just gonna strengthen this bond. If you have any questions, please comment it down. Please comment below, because it's important. I need to know what's going on in your life and what you may need me to actually talk about, so that we can both help one another out. I myself am not an island. There's a lot of things I have to learn in life, and there's a lot of journeys and struggles that I go through, you know, and it's something where, you know, we're all in this together. You know, when you're figuring out what you need out of life, we're all here. You know, we all can help one another tackle this challenge that we call life, and just continue to advance, continue to move forward, better our own lives, better our soul, better our hearts, you know, because life is beautiful, but it's what you make out of it. And at the end of the day, again, you need to find someone that has the same agenda as you. Thanks again, and I will definitely be seeing you guys and girls soon. Peace out.